towns. And Sedalia, if it makes it to you, that'd be 1017. You've got just over, what, 20 minutes or so, right about 20, 24, 23 minutes, something like that, before it could be in Sedalia. Earlier, you were not in a tornado warning, so this tornado warning's new. We were talking about you in Sedalia earlier and saying you're not in a tornado warning. Now you are, okay, so that is new. And then Smithton, that would be 1033 after it gets past Sedalia. There's Sedalia Regional right there. That'd be about 1024 is the estimated arrival time for that as it tracks through Pettis County in Missouri. This is on the eastern side of the KCTV5 coverage area. It is part of the coverage area. We have an active tornado warning, and we will cover that. We'll cover any tornado warning that is in our area. Behind that, everybody, we're doing fine. The tornado threat's really dropping. There is this other little line that's just east of Clinton, so that'd be going into Benton County. So that would be, it's not tornado warned, but we have strong winds. This line here is not our typical setup where you get a supercell thunderstorm and you've got the tornado and some confined winds with it. This is a line segment, and along this whole area we can get severe level winds. That's what this yellow box is for. It's not actually in Benton County, but these winds back here south of Windsor, that would be in Henry County, Missouri. We could have some severe level winds there, so that's our severe thunderstorm watch box. So the tornado warning is within a larger area of enhanced wind that may come through up to 60 miles per hour. And not big hail, but maybe some small hail. Might have, less than an inch most likely has been the history with this. And of course all the heavy rain and the lightning that will come with that. So that's we have those two warnings. One is a tornado warning that is embedded within a line of severe winds, this squall line that's moving through with these little snaky spots that kind of pop out and these notches that show up, and this one showed up quickly. So let's see where it was and kind of what happened. I'll go back a little bit just west of Green Ridge, and you can see we were talking about it here whenever it was over in far southeastern parts of Johnson County. That's back at 9:37. We saw that little thing. We put a track on that just in case there was something there, and indeed it dropped low enough. The National Weather Service dropped the warning. See how it kind of broadened out, and then watch it spike right back up and become more apparent. There is a decent chance, or a reasonable chance, that there could be a tornado there. We do not know. We do not know if one is there or not, but it could be. So again, 127 highway right along Green Ridge. That's where we see any possible circulation. Nothing coming through on chat. Probably won't. We probably won't be getting reports with this. Unless it were to go maybe towards Sedalia, or a police officer or somebody were to spot it. It's nighttime, and we're getting into Pettis County, and limited number of storm spotters available to cover that. It just came in with the latest scan. It is now past 127 highway. It is east of 127 highway and east of Green Ridge. Green Ridge, you are no longer under the threat of a tornado. It has moved on. Sedalia could be making a beeline towards you. All right, so you want to be in your tornado shelter. You want to be in your safe spot, your basement if you've got one, if not the inside interior part of your house. Get away from the walls, the window, the exterior walls. Get away from the windows. If you don't have a basement, bathrooms, as long as they don't have too many windows in them, they can sometimes be a good spot. The bathtub, that kind of thing. And have your phone with you. You might lose power if there's a tornado with it, and you would want to know if the threat has passed. So a good thing to have. We always talk about the KCTV5 weather app, but it's a fantastic app. It'll tell you about the warning, and you can see the radar and see where the storm is. So that's what we see there. The warning does extend up here toward Hughesville and Lamont and Pettis County. You're past it. Knob Noster, Johnson County, Missouri, no longer a tornado threat. If your sirens are going off, or if your phone went off and you're in Johnson County, Missouri, you don't have that. You might have severe level winds. Even that looks sketchy right now. Here's Hughesville. Hughesville, you are in the tornado warning. There could be a little something east of Lamont, but that's not the reason for the warning. That's just a little weak circulation point that we see. So Hughesville, it's a low chance. Really what we see is right over here east of Green Ridge. Let's see how many miles this is currently away from Sedalia. All right, so Sedalia is a larger city in Pettis County. It's only about 5 miles away. So this thing's moving at about 30 miles per hour, and it'll be in Sedalia rather quickly. I bet our next scan has it right outside of Sedalia. So this is in Pettis County, Missouri. Warning goes until 10:15. Along this squall line, it's moving at 35, not 30, 35 miles per hour. So let's get an updated track on that. This scan's getting a little old now, so it's going to jump on us. and whenever it jumps, it's going to be closer to Sedalia. So I'm actually going to start out a little bit ahead because I know that time has passed since our last update with the scan, and we'll go 30, and that would put it in Sedalia. It says about 10:08. You might have 5 or 10 minutes in Sedalia before this is there. I would go immediately to a safe place in the event that there is indeed a tornado. It wouldn't be a strong one. This does not appear like it could be any big powerhouse, really strong long track tornado or anything like that. But it does appear as though we could have a tornado nonetheless. Any tornado, I don't care if it's an EF0, that can cause damage and that can be a danger to you. So you want to be in your safe spot. That's what we see there. The rest of the area, as I show you the Doppler radar, is clearing out. So the severe threat is confined right now. The only severe threat that we have in the KCTV5 coverage area is in Pettis County, Missouri. We do have the severe thunderstorm warning that does include portions of Johnson County, Missouri, but that's really winding down even there, okay? So it's really Pettis County, Missouri, and then once this is through, that's it. That is it for the severe coverage for tonight. Then we deal with all that moderate rainfall and thunderstorms through the rest of tonight. We're not going to shake that tonight. Kansas City, we're kind of on the edge of that, but in our coverage area, this is going to be the story for the overnight hours, is continuous and heavy rainfall. So there's our warning. See if anything else popping in. I kind of doubt it. Nope, nope, nope. Warning goes until 10:15. Is that right? Let's go back and check that out. I believe it's 10:15 for the severe thunderstorm warning. Yes, 10:15 for Johnson and Missouri, Johnson County, although you're past the threat, and Pettis County. Really, it's Pettis County. So let's see if we got a new scan here. We need to watch these very closely as it moves towards Sedalia and see if it has approached any closer. All right, so it's right outside of Sedalia. Could be there any moment now. The estimated time was at 10:08. We're at 10 o'clock right now. Normally we would be kicking off our 10 o'clock newscast, but we have our active tornado warning. So we're going to start with this. We'll track it as long as it's in our coverage area, as long as it's a threat for anybody that can see us. And right now that would be Sedalia. See if there's anybody else, any communities here that could be west of Sedalia. I don't see anything. I see some highways out here. I'm sure that there are people that live out here. So if you are along Highway Y in Pettis County, it's right in your area, and between Highway Y, and let's pull this one back up, this would be Highway B and Highway Y. If you are between that or along Highway Y in Pettis County, then there's a possible tornado there. It's radar indicated, and then it's going to be moving in towards Sedalia. All right, so that's our next spot. After that, Georgetown, you as well. It's pretty close. We don't know exactly if this is going to track kind of northeast or east-northeast, if it's going to go more like this. So Georgetown, you'd be under the risk too, and then eventually maybe in Beeman. That's a possibility. Anybody west of here, I'm talking about Lamont, 127 Highway, Green Ridge, all you guys are okay. You are past the threat. You might have some gusty winds, but it's not a tornado threat. See, what else do we have here? See if there's any other threats with this. I'll check the hail. Hail's not been a big deal. Now this would be probably even below severe level hail. It's all about this little notch that we see. So the warning will come back on. There you go.
They did just update it with they shaved back Johnson County, Missouri, so that's
they're out. Yeah.
And but we're not getting any new scans here. So still indicating near Sedalia, still radar indicated, and moving about 30 miles per hour to the east-northeast. So nothing new, no new reports, but the warning at least was trimmed back. So hopefully those of you in Johnson County don't hear the sirens anymore. Again, Lamont, Green Ridge, you're clear with this. We're waiting to get this new scan to come in to show how pronounced this notch is still. It should be, it's been many minutes, so it should be close to Sedalia as we speak. But that's it. That's the new information that we have, Luke. Yeah,
that's the thing with these nighttime storms with these little notches in them. They're are they there? Are they not? We don't know. We can't say. Nobody can unless we got somebody that spotted it and reported it to the National Weather Service, or we got a video or something like that. All that we have to go off of is rotation on radar and the history of this cell. And this history of this cell is that it can produce tornadoes. It did. We had reports of power flashes that came whenever this was further west. Then it weakened. That's why we dropped the warning. We got off television. New warning came out. This cycled back up. We're going up and down here along this little snake line, this squall line of thunderstorms that is now marching towards Sedalia. So Yeah, you're right, Warren. Scan. It's moved. It's
Just a little bit.
Just barely. Yeah. I mean,
another little notch to the north, maybe near Hughesville, but not as strong pronounced.
Yeah, I do see that. So both of these bear monitoring. The one up in Hughesville. So any of these little things, this is why we had the warning earlier. Just these little bitty, you know, as meteorologists, whenever you track these, it's usually so obvious that anybody, you don't have to be a meteorologist to say, oh, there's the tornado. You get these bright colors right next to one another. Christmas tree colors light up. These are not like that. These are these little notches that kind of pop out. You get what's called a bookend vortex along a line of showers and thunderstorms, strong storms. And they get these little areas on the north side of these notches that spin and rotate. They drop these tornadoes. They tend to be brief. They tend to be on the weaker side as far as tornadoes, but they're still tornadoes. And we had kind of a whole line doing this earlier, so that's why we were on air for so long, because of that threat. One of them did drop. One of them did cause power flashes, and now we're looking at Sedalia, maybe Hughesville. That one's maybe. This is the reason why the National Weather Service prompted the tornado warning, is for the one that's just west of 65 Highway, just west of Sedalia. That's another spot that is a maybe. It's kind of a similar type setup. So that's what we're seeing there. We're in Pettis County, Johnson County. You're out of the tornado threat. The line does extend up into Saline County. Just it nudges up. Whenever I say the line, I mean the tornado warning box just kind of touches Saline County, but we don't see a threat there. It's really just in Pettis County right now. So that's the latest with this. We're still waiting on our most recent scan. It's not moving as fast as some of the storms were earlier. I don't see as intense of straight line winds as we saw earlier, but let's see nonetheless what we could be working with here if there is a straight line wind threat. Well, let me get off the warning, and we'll see what these winds are pulling in at. They're probably about 45. Is going to be my guess just by picking up on it. 37 is what it says there. Not nearly the severe level winds that we saw earlier. The whole threat with this storm is maybe it's got a tornado with it. And that's enough. That's plenty. But earlier it was possibly tornadoes and big, powerful 70-mile-per-hour winds that caused damage around Rich Hill. We saw that earlier whenever this was back in Lynn and Bates counties. It was rocking. It was a rocking thunderstorm. It has since, now it's not so much a big rocking thunderstorm, but it is producing these notches that like to drop tornadoes on occasion. So that's why we've got to track that one. So no new scan coming in. It'll probably be about 5 minutes. We've got, 10 minutes left on this warning, 10:15 for Pettis County in Missouri with the tornado warning. Maybe up around Hughesville is another spot. If you're in Green Ridge, it's past you. It's not for everybody in Pettis County. If you're outside of really this line, Green Ridge, you're good. If you go west of Sedalia, just by about 10 miles, you're good. It's just kind of moving right into Sedalia. Next in line would be Smithton, Georgetown. You should be on alert 2, and possibly up into Hughesville. Okay, so we just trimmed back the severe thunderstorm warning. I see that. So this is our yellow flash right there. Knob Noster, you're out of the severe thunderstorm warning, and that does now just hold basically Pettis County as well. So that's the last county in the KCTV5 coverage area. And again, once that one's through the coverage area, everybody, our last county will be done with it. And that includes the Metro. Metro's done with the severe threat for tonight. So you can see how this line's got a bunch of warnings with it. There's another tornado warning south. This is in Benton County. Let's look at that. Now, Benton County, not officially part of our coverage area, but I'm sure that we have people there that can see us. So that's a very similar setup. If you can see me in Benton County, right along this is 65 Highway, Benton County, Missouri, around Lincoln. There could be a tornado there, so that's a tornado warning. It's radar indicated. Next might be Cole Camp in that general region. You get the idea here with that little spot and that little spot and that little spot. All of those are the ones that are being tracked. Okay, that's the reason why we've got the warning on it. Stronger winds moving into Benton County too. Those could be a little higher. That's around Tightwad. Those could be 60+ miles per hour. Okay, any new update on the scan? Not seeing that. Let's go back to the radar and see what the rain is looking like here and where the line is. It's embedded right at that front edge of that line of rain. So as this surge comes into Sedalia, and it's right there, Sedalia, it's knocking on your doorstep, it could come with something kind of wrapped up in it. It'd be wrapped up in rain. It'd be small and most likely on the lower end of a tornado, but it could be a tornado. There could be one there. So these are these maybe type tornadoes. Not confident that it's there, but it could be. And everybody else is just into heavy rain and thunderstorms. Even Kansas, look at Kansas City now, looking at the metro. Some of the worst of the rain dropping off now, especially on the northwest side of the metro, because we're transitioning to a flash flood threat through this zone, and that does include the metro overnight, but it will be a higher risk for those of us in like Warrensburg and Harrisonville and some of these places, Butler, all this area tonight is just going to keep getting really heavy rain all night long. But no warnings in our coverage area other than the one that's in Pettis County. And also I'll talk about Benton County because I know that we have people that can see us there as well. So there's a little spot right here. So there's Cole Camp. It's north of Warsaw. There's our latest scan. Now it's in Sedalia. Let's get back to the warning here. So 65 highway right there by Sedalia. Let's see what this thing looks like. Well, the notch still looks like it's further back. Sometimes the velocity takes a second. The Doppler winds take a second to catch up to what the first scan that comes out is going to be the rain scan. So I still think that we're waiting for this to move forward with the rain line. It's probably in Sedalia. I think that point right there is right near or just south of Sedalia right now. I'm just waiting for that updated information. Hughesville, U2, Georgetown, in the tornado warning. Is it still there? Let's see. Yeah, they're still carrying it. There it is. So I want to have that warning on. Just waiting for this part, the Doppler winds to come up. But if I go back to our rain and pause that, it'd be right about there. So I think it's probably just outside of Sedalia or right over Sedalia is where we'd see that. Hughesville's kind of wrapped up in rain. You could still get a little drop even with the showers and everything around. There could be a little something there. Most likely, it'd be out more along this leading edge, but we saw a little something there in the winds. Warren, anything coming through on your side?
Plans to let that expire in 5 minutes.
Okay.
So that is a good sign. They are not going to extend the warning downstream at all. So again, great news. Still, there is a warning for 5 more minutes. We still had a few of those features on that line, so it could have, maybe some rotation still, but it's not strong enough for the time being that the National Weather Service wants to continue that warning. So very, very good sign for sure. And after that, so we're kind of at the very east edge of our viewing area here, still a really strong, potent line. Look at, these are really strong thunderstorms just to our south. But what's interesting is this back edge is actually taking more of a northern approach. I'm not saying the tornado warnings are going to come with it, but I don't think that this back end of the line of rain right now is it for us. I think we might get to tap into some of this new activity here that's south of Emporia, going down into the southern Flint Hills. So let's watch that for sure. There's still some lightning with it. We've had rain here for hours and hours, so that likely has worked our atmosphere over, but still could bring more moisture just back into the region and generic thunderstorms on the table into the overnight. Obviously, all this very much worth watching as it does. This, especially these little cells right here, they're taking more of a northeast approach, and this out of the kind of on the leading edge is going more easterly. So interesting to see. Not done yet, and I expect to have a good amount of rain and thunderstorm activity around into the overnight. And we've been mentioning flash flooding is a major concern, especially south of 70 with some of these cells that are just, Luke, parked over the same area and over and over and over.
Oh yeah, that's going to be that's what we're going to now. I'm talking about essentially as we speak. So here's our new severe thunderstorm warning. This tornado warning here is going to be dropped in 3 minutes. So tornado threat basically done for Pettis. Now we've got the severe thunderstorm warning that's going to extend eastward. Here is Saline County, southeastern Saline County. Looks. Let me see what the warning for the winds is. See what they're putting out for that.
They did just expire it.
Yeah, okay, It's gone. They're going to keep a tornado possible tag with that, though. You can see that right here. It's still being tracked because this thing's gone up and down a number of times. So it's kind of an elevated severe thunderstorm warning. And along with that is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, small hail. These just have not been big hail producers. Warren, I totally agree. What we have back here to the southwest, we're not done with rain. I was talking about Kansas City right here being on this back edge, but let me take you to our forecast radar while I've got you, and then we'll, I think, be able to kick over to the beginning of the newscast and not eat it all up with tracking that. This is what we expect to happen through the rest of tonight. See how what Warren was just saying is exactly what the computer forecasts are showing? So Kansas City, we're not done. We are not done with showers and thunderstorms tonight. We're done with the severe threat for tonight. The tornado watch has been dropped. It's been canceled early. It was going to go till midnight, and because that line blasted through, the atmosphere stabilized, and we're good there. It's just going to be the rain and thunderstorms, and some of them will be heavy, and they will be with us in and out throughout the night. And the heaviest of it's back over here. We're looking at some places that have been hit hard today. Southeast of Kansas City, south of I-70, maybe even north of I-70, generally east and south of Kansas City. This will be with us. This is what radar may look like by 2 in the morning. There's 4 in the morning, and here's 5 and 6 in the morning. Still going early tomorrow morning. We're talking about another 8 hours of really heavy rain for some of us. For Kansas City, we're going to be seeing some more rounds in the metro as well. Be on guard for flooding. All right, we're going to take a quick break, come back. We're going to start the 10 o'clock newscast. We'll join you in just moments.
Closed captioning brought to you by St. Luke's Precision Oncology, providing advanced genomic testing to identify the best treatments for cancer.
You lost about 70 pounds.
Yes.
Drugs like Ozempic that can aid in weight loss more popular than ever.
The drug worked.
Yes.
But now some patients are questioning potential side effects.
I didn't want to believe it was the drug.
We investigate reports of possible problems.
We must take it seriously, and FDA is taking a look at it.
And dig into the warnings on prescription packaging. Watch Injection Questions, Monday at 10 on KCTV5.